Hey everybody, in the mood for a little Frank Zappa? Of course you are. This is Blessed Relief from the 1972 album The Grand Wazoo, which I didn't listen to ever until fairly recently, last bunch of years. And the only reason that I did start listening to it was I watched a thing on YouTube. It was a bunch of students at Texas, I think some Texas university, that Arthur Barrow, the bassist that played with Zappa for a while, Arthur Barrow, he went and he got with those students and they put on a show of Zappa music. It was awesome. And one of the songs that they did was Auritus Auritus or Cletus Auritus Auritus or whatever, however that song goes. The title, Cletus Auritus Auritus, something like that. And it was like, holy crap. And I just loved the song, but I didn't know where it was from. And then I found out later that it was from the Grand Wazoo. And I said, holy crap, I got to listen to that album. So I tracked that thing down and got it and made sure I familiarized myself with the Grand Wazoo. So I picked out the Blessed Relief just because, no particular reason. And we will listen to that. And if you get a chance, check it out. Go to YouTube, Arthur Barrow, Texas University, students, something, you can word it any old way and it'll probably come up and it'll show all these, and it's a bunch of kids. And I almost cried. Honestly, I really did. Watching them play Zappa music, all these kids. And it was like, yes, good for them. And you could tell they really enjoyed doing it. They really were into it. So it's so cool. And they do some great vocals. You got the piano going on and the band and the percussion, everything. It was just great. And he did so Arthur Barrow kind of was the band leader and all of that. Very cool. Go check it out if you can. You will be glad you did. The jazz album, or one of. You could play this for someone who says, Zappa, ew. And they probably wouldn't know. Now, a Zappa fan would pick it out right away, hearing this for the first time, and say, that's Zappa. And this was right after I did a little reading last night. This is after he had that bad accident where he got knocked off stage. Duke, I think. I know he's on this album. George Duke. They took George's watch like they always do. Talking about your anchovies, George Duke. Kind of a different sound for Frank's playing. You know? A little more laid back, not so out there. Yeah, you could play this at a, you know, some restaurant. It's kind of low in the background. This is the Zappa giveaway. Though oddly enough, I'm a Waka Jawaka fan. I like that album, and that's I would say more. Well, it's a little wackier than this stuff is. I bet the wackiest thing on here is, like I said, the Cletus Ritus or Ritus or whatever the name of that song is. The rest of them are kind of, for Zappa, pretty straightforward jazz. And Waka Jawaka is, there is some strange stuff on it, really good stuff. And then there's Hot Rats, which is, again, kind of jazzy, but, Zappa-esque. So there you have it, folks. And yeah, he had his accident just, when some guy knocked him off the stage and they thought he was dead. I was reading an article about that last night. He hit from the stage to the floor, kapow. They thought he broke his neck because his head was like all twisted to one side, busted a rib, I think broke a leg. He was a mess for a while. And his range, and he also in his throat, something bashed, I guess, hit his larynx or whatever on the way down, however it got damaged. So his register went down for the rest of his career. And you can kind of notice, if you listen to his earlier stuff, he does have a little bit of a higher voice, and then when you hear him later on in years, it's lower. So I'm guessing that is why. That is why. George Duke. I don't know who else is on the album. I didn't look. I probably did one time, but I forget. I just know that George Duke is on there. All right, folks, that's it. 4 videos. I like my new light situation. It's steadier. I don't have to worry about clouds and sun coming and going because it makes a mess. And I think my green screen will even be a little better. I'm always burnt out on this side, and it's like I'm bleeding through into the green screen always on this side for some reason. It's hard to not. The light seems to be a little more even, Stephen. All right, folks, you don't care about any of that. Later.